Not much you could do.
I think that's part of the reason why you see Meta Knight be so effective sometimes, because it feels like um do you play Street Fighter 5 at all?
I don't. I'm only a little bit familiar with it.
Okay, first of all, shout out to the Brain Age music, but this is I kind of liken Meta Knight to Vega in that game, where maybe not quite as low on the tier list, but you have to work for so much, and there's no real guarantee of a payoff at the end, unfortunately. So I get the feeling like, yeah, you get those really cool combos where you're able to just up
Wow.
air them until they die, but past the gimmicks, you have to work so hard for something that can just go chest up in a hurry.
Yeah, I mean that's very true. That's that working class.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was pretty clean. So yeah, Meta Knight is among those working class characters where you do have to work very hard for your kills, and you can also lose things just as easily, or not. I guess yeah, just as easily, I guess, and that makes things stressful. But I know Bonk is pretty loyal to Meta Knight, and even Kirby characters in general, because I see him actually using Kirby sometimes too, and does get some success with that.
So the last time we saw REM in a bracket, actually playing in a bracket, was in Galaxy Gambit X Collision number 2. That was just a couple months ago. But yeah, wound up beating Chunky Kong in winners round 3,
Wow.
oddly enough, and that's an
That's a big
that's an
win.
achievement in of itself. Yeah, honestly, but yeah, they've had wins over Noku and indeed Oatmeal in the past, so they have the matchup experience.
Yeah, and that goes a ways. Just being a little familiar with the character, because as I did just mention a couple minutes ago, like there's 80, so it's just a lot to know. So even just getting a set here and there is very helpful.
I mean, this Meta Knight is going to have to use those quick, if short-ranged aerials as well as possible, but the shuttle loop! Oh, a blast from the past, Chris. The shuttle loop killing him off the top.
Yeah, out of shield nonetheless. So good stuff from Bonk, and kind of making things a little bit more manageable, but REM really stacking the damage.
It's interesting how we've seen Bonk kind of adapt from game to game, because that shuttle loop was something that you saw from him 15 times a week, in the past. But now obviously the kill confirms have changed. You get a little bit more knockback on tornadoes, so that's what you kill off the side with. It's so weird to see how the game changes. But REM, I mean, not showing any fear in the eyes of one of the better Meta Knights in the world, and showing that they can play with just about anyone.
Yeah, I mean, when you're a character specialist, this is the stuff you gotta figure out, and I feel like Bonk's doing a fantastic job bringing themselves back in, and I was gonna say, this could be something big, potentially take the lead, if played correctly, but the REM is hanging in there. Narrowly. I feel like Bonk kind of has REM on guard, but yeah, speaking of which, I saw some people asking if Dimensional Cape was safe.
Yes.
It is, but yeah, the slash, not always safe.
Not always, yeah, but and in fact, Beast proved that just as well as anyone in the semifinal round. But
oh yeah, totally.
yeah, trying to go for that runoff, but not able to find it. And again, it's just finding the safest options can be a devil of a time, especially against someone like Lucas. And this Lucas is hanging on to that second stock like it's Bitcoin or something. They are not letting go of it, and it's just yeah, this is a pretty decent performance from them, all things considered, though they are down to their last stock here.
Yeah, I mean, I think REM's playing this great, and you are seeing a lot of the work that Meta Knight has to do to get in, even on a character like Lucas. It's just, not very big limbs from Meta Knight, or like, might move around kind of fast, but sometimes hard to connect. And people, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, I was going to say, I wouldn't be surprised to see REM fall out of that, because I know that those strings aren't nearly as reliable as they've been in past games. And suddenly things being very even now in BONK's favor, just a little bit after being behind the entire game so far.
Yeah, but BONK, I mean, one of the better mental players, all things considered, throughout all of Tri-State. Never really seems to have that bad an attitude about anything except Elite Smash, and you're allowed to have that attitude about Elite Smash. So.
Cultivates it, really.
Yeah.
That was very close to death, and yeah, jab coming out quick, gonna protect BONK from what looked like impending doom from a Lucas grab, but was not the fate, and suddenly, now everybody is clenched.
Yeah, it seemed like it was impending doom, if we're being completely honest with ourselves, but yeah, BONK with an ever so slight lead, the most tenuous of leads, Chris, but yeah, trying to land with that nair. We've seen WebJP have success with that in the past. REM playing this so patiently. I have to give it to them, but it's gonna get that initial hit, knowing that they didn't want to go for the slash there. But you might as well show Kate, make sure that REM knows to maybe expect it, and maybe you get something off of them holding shield for too long. And indeed, the grab.
Oh man. Not doing it. Look at these percents too. That's, I guess that killed. That's just not really. Is that supposed to be a kill throw? Kill jab, Stu? What's going on?
Yeah, look, it's 158%, dude.
What's going on?
It was never gonna happen. If we're being completely
I guess
real.
I guess it didn't. So yeah, but that's gonna happen.
Yeah, definitely. And that's a. That sure did happen, didn't that?
It did. It happened quick, too, and that is good old reliable. Lucas confirmed that nair is just so good. Up tilt, pretty strong enough at least when you're at 140.
He just throws a hexagon in your face and then, like, boots you up. I don't know how else to describe that. That is just such a rough way to go out if you're BONK, but, I mean, there's a lot to build on. And a lot to learn from that game number one. Specifically, you got to get them kills earlier. I feel like. I don't know.
You gotta. I mean, there's really no other. I don't know. That's the thing, is that the game just sort of paced on and on and on. And if you're the character that kills easier, that really only favors you. And I think Lucas is just the character that kills easier. You know.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of what it boils down to. Meta Knight really does struggle, even on the stray hits, to make anything happen. Meanwhile, you see Lucas's stray hits, they hit. Like.
Yeah, I mean, it's just those hits confirm into stuff, and you saw that happen just a little bit more consistently. That's why BONK was playing from behind that whole time, and that's kind of my point about Meta Knight, is that you see them working so hard to get quite a bit on the scoreboard in terms of damage, and it was not a bad game by BONK by any stretch of the imagination. Just could not confirm those kills, and that's part of the problem with Meta Knight, is you're not guaranteed anything quite as easily as Lucas is off of their confirmed. So as we go to Small Battlefield game number 2, it'll be interesting to see how BONK plays this, but they might have to be a little bit more aggressive than maybe they're even comfortable with.
Yeah, I think so too. And the thing is I do think this is plenty manageable for BONK. I mean, that game is about as close as it gets, and I think you're exactly right. I think it's a matter of, again, the kills a little bit earlier, maybe playing a little bit more aggressive. I mean, already we're seeing BONK at a bit of a deficit, but that didn't seem to matter too much in the last game.
Oh, here we go.
And...
oh my gosh!
Ooh,
oh my gosh!
Textbook.
Welcome back to Tri-State, BONK!
Yeah, that was absolute textbook execution coming out from BONK. That reading the DI, getting all the hits. It didn't look like REM had any idea how to get out, and bringing things right back. And oh no!
Oh, that is tough.
Yeah, you actually do hate to see that kind of thing happen, because that was pretty well played by REM. Just wasn't able to get the right bounce. But the game keeps going. And I've said this, I say this all the time. We definitely take those for sure. If you're BONK in that situation where you're down a game, best of 3, loser side life, no shame in that.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you have a full stock lead. You are not complaining about that. And that stock, by the way, you definitely earned it. If REM can't confirm the recovery as Lucas, that's their bad. We have seen WebJP do some impossible stuff from the ledge. I mean, I was convinced that Lucas just recovered for free below the stage. I was that sold on it. But BONK, oh my gosh.
Man.
I get it, BONK, but I don't think that's the play there. I just don't know. So now as we're going to last stock, BONK all of a sudden on their tournament stock. And yeah, this is not the sort of situation that you want to be presenting to REM. And now you really got to make sure that you confirm your kill. And I get the feeling that I know how they're going to try to do it.
Yeah, I also... yeah, I mean, call me a betting man, but I have a feeling myself. So we'll see if he gets it. I mean, landed it once. REM's kind of moving right now, though.
Oh, saves the shuttle loop for the very end. Not going to get hit by the PK freeze. Knows exactly how deep they need to go, but this edge guard, BONK, is going to have to utilize that dimensional cape. Going to go up to the platform, trying to tease it, but it's going to be that that nair that almost sends him off.
Oh.
Wait a second.
Okay, yeah, this is... got him.
There you go.
That's it.
Spin him around and knock him out. That is BONK. Tying this thing up at 1 apiece. So that was a mistake that they wind up getting away with. But man, oh man, did BONK leave it just a little too close as we take a look at the replay. This first stock.
Beautiful.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, welcome. See, when I see stuff like that, I'm thinking it's Friday night. But this is Thursday.
Yep. I mean, that was... yeah, this was where everything kind of changed. Yeah, that really saved BONK for the most part. But pulled himself together at the end, despite a little bit of lapse in judgment right before that. But here we go, Game 3. In a best-of-3 set, running it right back to small battlefield, and why not? I don't think there was really a problem for either one of these guys aside from the SDs, so we'll see if that gets cleaned up and what results.
Yeah, I mean, that was really both players taking 2 stocks, and here comes BONK trying to make lightning strike twice. Not going to happen there. However, 67 points on the board for them, and that is as decent a lead as you can ask for in the first 15 seconds, more or less, apart from a stock take. All
right, so I anticipate a lot of what we just saw in the last set, maybe minus the SDs. Gameplay's been pretty good for both these guys. This is loser's 8th, so loser of this will end the bracket at 7th, and whoa.
Yeah.
Making it back. Holy cow.
Oh my gosh.
Fantastic recovery, getting a little bit of retribution for that one in the last game.
Yeah, I mean, BONK did wind up finishing 7th at Vacation Online 1 week ago. They wound up beating J-Jaw in winners semifinals, in fact, of their pool. But yeah, this is it's a rough way to end out any set. Honestly, it's having to go out on a stage that you yourself got counterpicked to, felt like you had a chance, and then just couldn't find it in you to finish it out. And now that's exactly the situation that REM finds himself in as they're down 3 stocks to 2. One big hit away from tying it up, but still can't feel good.
Yeah, not at all. But it is one big hit. I mean, even a PK fire on the ledge can do it, or something like that is going to do it. Pretty good play there, and didn't really have to do too much. I mean, the PK Thunder... It's pretty good in those situations, especially when BONK had already exhausted all the jumps. So pretty good play there. We'll see what BONK does in response.
Good roll, and trying to establish dash attack, but REM is more than content to take to the skies and try to make BONK chase them up to the platforms. As BONK just trying to establish a neutral ground game, and like, please play with me down here. REM is not too keen to make that happen.
Yeah, and I like a lot of what I'm seeing out of BONK right now. I feel like I'm seeing a little bit more like kind of mixed up options than I've seen in the first couple games. So REM does have the ability to adapt quickly to those things, and is pretty much he's in a good position here. There's a lot of things that Lucas can do at this percent to kind of close things out or get the lead back. And already off and running in that sentiment, but we'll see. You know, because I don't even know what Meta Knight has at this point that really kills. I don't even know if Shuttle Loop is that reliable, but apparently Dimensional Cape is.
Yeah, the slash is going to take it, and all of a sudden, at sword point, REM is being held. What can they do aside from draw their own stick and try to swing away? Trying to get this kill at least. Oh my, okay. That is a thing that happened.
What was that?
I think BONK is just trying to figure out how they made it back onto the stage. It's going to be a shuttle loop that, again, is not going to kill, was not able to land on the platform to try to reset their jumps. That may well have done it, but you wanted to confirm the combo all the way through the end, even if it doesn't result in a kill, and that's just how BONK prioritizes things sometimes. I can't say that they're wrong.
Yeah, not at all. I had clipped that whatever happened with PK Magnet, because that was very strange, whatever happened with that win box, but avoiding the PK Thunder and the Rocket that time just to get up tilted, but still pretty good stuff from BONK. Does have a big lead. REM totally taking advantage, though, given the situation.
Yeah, honestly, this is REM on the comeback trail, it seems like. One stock apiece for both of these fine warriors. REM, though, and ever so slight a disadvantage. Looking for the Condor dive. We've seen that how many times to finish up a set.
Yeah, I mean, we saw it in the beginning of the set. Just wasn't at a high enough percent to matter. That is scary to see when you're coming back to Ledge, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I mean, if it's the first thing you see, that's whatever. The one thing that you don't want is having that be the last thing that you see. And, oh, that drill rush. BONK is looking for it. Makes you wonder if he's fishing for it.
He's fishing a little bit here. And you better be careful because REM is hitting a lot of those good buttons. And at any moment now.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
The kick to the face, and BONK is going to lose out. REM moving on by a score of 2-1, a victory well earned for the Lucas.
That was a really good, really close set. Let's see what's going on here. I do want to see that win boxing again. That was very strange, but yeah, this was just an F smash.
Yeah.
Wait, was that the same
clip?
clip?
You looking for it? Yeah, that was the first stock.
Yeah.
And I think you're looking for the PK.
Yeah, I think it's the one after this, maybe.
I think you're right. Yeah, because that was the.
I'm pretty sure this
the slash kill. And he drops down, uses the yeah, that was it. That was so.
What is that?
I would love to. If someone has an explanation in chat, by all means, like, put it in there. I would love to know.
That's what cleans it out. But yeah, like here, this was the interaction. This was a little strange. So it looks like I know there's a little bit of win box
coming off the
move.
platform. Yeah.
Okay. I can't believe he survived regardless, but that was crazy. Yeah, Lucas is very strong.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a thing that happens in Ultimate. My God. So
sure is. So it looks like we are going to get Battle of the PK Kids coming just in time for loser quarterfinals. The winner of that will be moving on to play Beast, and the winner of that will be playing Zane, followed by Hydra. So we still actually got a lot of really good players in bracket, and still a lot of action to be had. So yeah, place your bets now. I mean, Hydra's sitting up there probably feeling pretty good. Mostly uncontested up there at apparently the 8th seed.
Yeah, so I kind of wonder because Beast wound up putting a stop to Joshathan's run through losers, who was doing pretty well for themselves, all things considered, taking out Ziglet, Conway, Destroyer 7 before running into Beast and getting hit with the 2-0. Beast having a little bit of experience in the Rob matchup. He has played a few online tournaments, but